Brodes Media.
The Commanders, the Washington Commanders, on Monday Night Football, go into your stadium and shuts you up like that? They outplayed you. They whooped your ass. What was that from the defensive line? What was that from Fletcher Cox? Darius Slay had an abysmal day. A.J. Brown didn't show up. This is reality. Nick Sirianni had how many days off to prepare for this one? Because the last they played was on Thursday night in Houston. So they had a couple more 24-hour sessions to go over what their philosophy was going to be. Yet for some reason, Miles Sanders isn't a part of anything until late. I didn't think Jalen Hurts was perfect by any means, but I thought he made a couple throws that were good enough to win the game. But Quez Watkins decides to fumble it. The throw to A.J. Brown in double coverage was a description of a perfect throw by Jalen Hurts. You can't make it any more perfect than that. It wasn't an easy catch, but man, when you talk about right on the money, that couldn't have been any more perfect to touching A.J. Brown's fingertips. They didn't crush you yards per carry rise in the run game, but in terms of how many plays they kept running, time of possession, keeping Jalen Hurts and the offense on the sidelines, they tore you up with the time of possession. Look at these drives. 13 plays, 7 minutes and 21 seconds. 12 plays, 6 minutes and 30 seconds. 16 plays, 7 minutes and 4 seconds. 14 plays, 8 minutes and 23 seconds. So many third down conversions. And I don't want to hear that they were third and short, so of course they're going. Well, then do better on first and second down, damn it. How about instead of 2nd and 6, we make it 2nd and 13? You throw a couple tight ends in the mix to block some of your defensive pressure, and I guess they just can't do anything. I'm aware Jordan Davis isn't there, and I know how much he swallows up a lot of running backs. You got to do better than what you're giving us, because teams have seen the blueprint. Teams have seen what you are capable of doing when you commit to the run. And guess what? Think about some of the future opponents here. Whether it's Tennessee, whether it's Indianapolis, there's guys that know how to do some damage. Saquon Barkley's having a nice season this year. I'm just saying. Now, I get it. Jordan Davis will eventually return. And I know they missed someone like Avonte Maddox. But think about this. When you know Avonte Maddox isn't there and you're relying on a different slot corner in Scott, who on the first third down ended up having a breakup, but he didn't really turn his head. But think about how this game started off. Blankenship hits the punter, which then made it a totally different ball game, but Josh Sweat delivers with the strip sack. And the place goes nuts because you're up 7-0. The place loses its mind because you think it's going to be another day at the office. I wonder if that sequence kind of killed everything because you start smelling yourself. You start thinking you're okay. There were times where you thought Washington probably could have scored a touchdown. Instead, it was a field goal. But I'm also pissed off with Nick Sirianni. I don't know how great of a move it was to accept the penalty to allow them to kick a 55-yarder instead of, maybe accept the penalty. Push them back. Didn't love that out of Nicholas. Didn't love getting away from the run game from Nicholas. But yeah, Gannon, he was putrid once again, soft coverage. But anyway, getting back to the Scott thing, you'd think that maybe Curtis Samuel, just other weapons other than Terry McLaurin, is going to wax you, especially because Darius Slay is there. But there were some timely third down throw, 3rd and 5. Here's the Washington Commanders wide open across the middle or to the right side at the sideline. Beautiful throw by Heineke, puts it on a rope. But guys are wide open. The coverage is soft. Typical Jonathan Gannon, but your players didn't show up either. Brandon Graham at the end, I mean, I don't like the fact that a game ends like that. But at the same time, in 2022, I didn't think he had to lunge that way after Heineke took the knee. But, I mean, he looked like a complete loser celebrating the way that he did afterwards. I mean, at that point, I'm so embarrassed as a referee that I got to pick up the flag and say, sorry, dude. I'm removing it. I despise the flag on C.J. Gardner-Johnson over by the sideline because his foot was inbounds, but he made up for it for an interception right afterwards. The problem is, I guess the biggest issue I have with a flag, and they didn't lose this game because of a flag. They got outworked. They got dominated. Something that happened last time these two teams met was 9 sacks. Difference in quarterback, Carson Wentz holds on to the football too long. He's always reading through his progressions. He doesn't see things quick enough. He's always trying to extend the play. Trust me. Big correlation with Carson Wentz being the one under center and being the one in shotgun and Taylor Heineke being a different player. We've seen that happen way too many damn times when Wentz was here. But you didn't get any pressure. None. You lost because you got dominated. But my biggest criticism of the crew, of the Zebras, was Dallas Goedert and the lack of a call when he gets his mask completely yanked towards the ground and he fumbled. Dude, if you're watching the guy with the football, which at that point there are people paid to make decisions and make calls who are staring directly at the guy with the football, I don't know how you don't blow the whistle. It is literally impossible to not see it if you are watching the man running down the field with the football. But even after that, you had a chance. The score at the time was 26. I wrote it down. 26-21. Yo, Quez, that's losing football. That's what that is. Losing football. I have no issue with you getting up after not being touched. Quite frankly, I think there's a debate to be had. Get up and go. Get up and try and score. But the laziness and the lack of focus. The lack of focus is probably a better way to describe it. You know guys are chasing you down. You know when you get up, there's guys running full speed to come get you. I don't know how you could be so lackadaisical with the football in your hand when you get up.